Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Current Affairs MCQs. Let's begin with the previous day question. Consider the following and select the correct answer using the code given below. 1. Activated sludge process. 2. Trickling filters. 3. Reverse osmosis. 4. Bioremediation. Which of the methods given above are used in wastewater treatment? A. 1 and 2 only, B 3 and 4 only, C 1, 2 and 3 only, and D 1, 2, 3 and 4. The correct answer is option D. The activated sludge process ASP is widely used biological wastewater treatment method that utilizes microorganisms to break down organic matter in wastewater, effectively removing pollutants and producing a treated effluent. Trickling filters are a biological wastewater treatment method where microorganisms attached to a fixed bed of material like rocks or plastic oxidize organic matter in wastewater as it trickles over them. Reverse osmosis is a membrane treatment process primarily used to separate dissolved solutes from water. Reverse osmosis is most commonly known for its use in drinking water purification, particularly with regard to removing salt and other effluent materials from water molecules. Bioremediation is a process that uses microorganisms like bacteria and fungi or plants to break down, remove, or detoxify pollutants from soil, water, and air, offering an environmentally friendly approach to cleaning up contaminated sites. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Before we move forward, an important announcement. The next offline batch of the IAS GS Foundation course, Prelims plus Mains, is starting soon at Drishti IAS, Noida. The English medium batch will begin on 8th April at 6 p.m. and the Hindi medium batch admissions are now open. For more details, contact 87501 87501. Let's move on to question 1. Consider the following statements regarding nuclear reactions. 1. In nuclear fission, the mass of the products is less than the mass of the reactants and the difference in mass is released as energy. 2. The chain reaction in a fission process can be controlled by using control rods made of materials like boron or cadmium. 3. Nuclear reactions follow the law of conservation of matter. Which of these statements given above is correct or are correct? A. 1 and 3 only, B. 2 and 3 only, C. 1, 2 and 3, and D. 1 and 2 only. The correct answer is option D. In nuclear fission, the mass of the products is less than the mass of the reactants. This difference in mass is converted into energy as described by Einstein's equation E equals to mc square, where E is energy, m is mass, and c is the speed of light. This released energy is in the form of heat, which is harnessed in nuclear reactors. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The chain reaction in a fission process can be controlled by using control rods made of materials like boron or cadmium. Hence, statement 2 is correct. These materials are neutron absorbing and when inserted into the reactor core, they absorb excess neutrons, thereby reducing the number of neutrons available to sustain the chain reaction. Nuclear reactions do not follow the law of conservation of matter. Instead, they follow the law of conservation of mass energy. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question 2. Regarding the inner line permit, consider the following statements. 1. It is an obligatory official travel document issued by the concerned state government to allow the inward travel of an Indian citizen into a protected area for a limited period. 2. It aims to regulate movement to certain areas located near the international border of India. 3. It is currently implemented across all northeastern states and Jammu and Kashmir in the north. How many of the statements given above are correct? A. Only 1, B. Only 2, C. All 3, and D. None. The correct answer is option B. Inner Line Permit or ILP is an obligatory official travel document issued by the concerned state government to allow the inward travel of an Indian citizen into a protected area for a limited period. Hence, statement 1 is correct. ILP aims to regulate movement to certain areas located near the international border of India. Hence, statement 2 is correct. It is currently in place in Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram, and Manipur. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Pressure groups are demanding the implementation of the ILP regime in Meghalaya to regulate the influx of outsiders as the indigenous tribal population fears marginalization. The Garo population is approximately 10 lakh, while the Khasi population ranges between 13 to 14 lakhs. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Moving on to question 3. Consider the following events. 1. Introduction of Millennium Development Goals or MDGs. 2. Adoption of 17 Sustainable Development Goals SDGs at UN Summit. 3. Adoption of Agenda 21. Arrange them in the correct chronological order and select the correct code. A. 123, B. 312, C. 213 and D. 321. The correct answer is option B. Agenda 21 was adopted in 1992 at the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro as a comprehensive plan for sustainable development in the 21st century. The Millennium Development Goals or MDGs derived from the United Nations Millennium Declaration were introduced in September 2000. Subsequently, in 2015, the United Nations adopted the 17 Sustainable Development Goals at the UN Summit in New York as a broader and more integrated framework for global development up to 2030. Thus, the correct chronological order is Agenda 21, MDGs and SDGs. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 4. Consider the following pairs. Name of exercise and country. 1. Garuda Shakti. 2. Ekuvirin. 3. Hand in hand. The countries are Indonesia, China, Maldives. How many of the pairs given above are correctly matched? The options are A. Only 1, B. Only 2, C. All 3 and D. None. The correct answer is option A. Exercise Garud Shakti is a bilateral joint special forces exercise between India and Indonesia designed to enhance military cooperation, interoperability and mutual understanding. Designed to enhance military cooperation, interoperability and mutual understanding while strengthening defense ties between the two nations. Hence, pair 1 is correctly matched. Ekuvirin, meaning friends in Dhivehi, is a bilateral military exercise between the Indian Army and the Maldives National Defense Force or MNDF, aimed at improving coordination in counter-insurgency and counter-terrorism operations. Hence, pair 2 is not correctly matched. Hand in Hand is a joint military exercise between India and China conducted under a UN mandate focusing on counter-terrorism operations and enhancing interoperability between their armies. Hence, pair 3 is not correctly matched. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Question 5. With reference to the Pal dynasty, consider the following statements. 1. The Pal dynasty founded by Gopala ruled Bihar and Bengal from the 8th to 12th century CE. 2. Pala art style was transmitted chiefly through bronze sculptures and palm leaf paintings celebrating the Buddha and other divinities. 3. The Palas were devout patrons of Vajrayana Buddhism. How many of the statements given above are correct? A. Only 1, B. Only 2, C. All 3 and D. None. The correct answer is option B. The Pal dynasty founded by Gopala ruled Bihar and Bengal from the 8th to 12th centuries CE. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Gopala's reign was marked by a tripartite struggle between the Palas, the Pratiharas, and the Rashtrakutas for the control of Kannauj and North India. A distinctive Pala art style developed under their patronage known for exquisite stone and metal sculptures. Pala art style was transmitted chiefly by means of bronze sculptures and palm leaf paintings celebrating the Buddha and other divinities. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The Palas were devout patrons of Mahayana Buddhism. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Moving on to the next question. Consider the following statements regarding the foreign portfolio investors or FPIs. 1. Recently, the disclosure threshold for FPIs has been reduced from Rs 50,000 crore to Rs 25,000 crores. 2. FPIs in India are governed by the Reserve Bank of India or the RBI. Which of the statements given above is correct or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. And D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option D. Securities and Exchange Board of India (SEBI) has increased the disclosure threshold for foreign portfolio investors or FPIs from Rs 25,000 crores to Rs 50,000 crores. Thus, FPIs exceeding this limit must now reveal beneficial ownership and other key investment details. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. Rise in granular threshold for FPIs. Objective: to align regulations with market growth as equity trading volumes nearly doubled since fiscal year 2022 to 23. It is also aimed at increasing capital inflows, easing compliance for mid-sized and small FPIs, facilitating ease of doing business. FPIs are entities that invest in securities and financial assets such as stocks, bonds, mutual funds and exchange-traded funds or ETFs in foreign markets to diversify their portfolio and earn returns. FPIs in India are governed by SEBI under SEBI Foreign Portfolio Investors Regulations 2019. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question 7. Sahyog portal, which was recently seen in the news, is best described as A. A portal to improve collaboration between government agencies and social media intermediaries for a better compliance and safer cyberspace. B. A platform for social media influencers to promote government policies. C. A tool for citizens to report cyber crimes directly to law enforcement. And D. An online marketplace for government services and products. The correct answer is option A. The Sahyog portal has been launched by the Ministry of Home Affairs or MHA to enhance collaboration between government agencies and social media intermediaries for easy compliance and safer cyberspace. It streamlines the reporting and removal of unlawful content and facilitates data requests from law enforcement under the IT Act 2000. It integrates authorized agencies and intermediaries on a single platform, ensuring swift action against illegal digital activities. X Corp, formerly Twitter, has filed a lawsuit in the High Court against the Indian government, challenging alleged censorship and content regulation through Section 79 of the Information Technology IT Act 2000 and the newly introduced Sahyog portal. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 8. Plumism and Saturism, sometimes in news, is related to which of the following? A. A rare genetic disorder affecting blood clotting. B. A nutritional deficiency affecting bone growth. C. Lead poisoning caused by prolonged exposure to lead. And D. A new technique in water purification. The correct answer is option C. Lead poisoning, also known as plumism and saturism, occurs when lead accumulates in the body over time, leading to severe health effects. According to a 2020 UNICEF Pure Earth report, nearly half of India's children have dangerously high blood lead levels, with 275 million children globally exceeding the WHO's safe limit of 5 micrograms per deciliter. Lead exposure comes from contaminated water, industrial emissions, battery recycling, and adulterated spices. Symptoms include fatigue, nausea, anemia, abdominal pain, muscle weakness, and a dark gum line, making it a serious public health issue. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 9. With reference to the contempt power of courts in India, consider the following statements. 1. Contempt proceedings can be initiated either by the court itself or by the individual's petition with the prior permission of the Attorney General. 2. Article 129 empowers the Supreme Court to punish contempt of itself, while Article 215 grants the same power to high courts. Which of the statements given above are not correct? A. 1 only, B. 2 only, C. 1 and 2, and D. neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option D. Contempt of court is a legal mechanism to protect the judiciary from attacks or unwarranted criticism and to punish those who undermine its authority. There are also two types of contempt: civil contempt, disobedience of court orders, and criminal contempt, scandalizing the court, obstructing justice. In case of India, contempt proceedings can be initiated either by the court itself, suo motu, or by the individual's petition with the prior permission of the Attorney General. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Article 129 empowers the Supreme Court to punish contempt of itself, while Article 215 grants the same power to high courts, which also hold the authority to punish contempt of subordinate courts. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The Contempt of Courts Act 1971 empowers courts to enforce orders through contempt proceedings and decrees. Exception: a person is not guilty of contempt for publishing a fair comment on the merits of a case that has been heard and finally decided. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Moving on to question 10. Free movement regime, often seen in the news, is best described as a mechanism created under India's Act East policy for Myanmar, allowing cross-border movement up to 16 kilometers without a visa. B. An initiative for visa-free travel across 10 ASEAN countries for Indian citizens. C. A rule allowing individuals to work in any neighboring country without restrictions. And D. A diplomatic agreement permitting unlimited movement across all Indian borders without a pass. The correct answer is option A. The Free Movement Regime, or FMR, was established in 2018. It is a mechanism created under India's Act East policy for Myanmar, allowing cross-border movement up to 16 kilometers without a visa. Individuals residing at the border need a 1-year border pass for stays lasting up to 2 weeks in the neighboring country. It aimed to facilitate local border trade, improve access to education and healthcare for border residents, and strengthen diplomatic ties. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Now it's time for today's practice question. Consider the following statements. 1. The term collegium system is explicitly mentioned in the Constitution of India. 2. Articles 124(2) and 217(1) deal with the appointment of judges to the Supreme Court and High Courts respectively. 3. The SC Collegium is headed by the Chief Justice of India and comprises 4 other senior-most judges. How many of the statements given above are correct? Your options are A. only 1, B. only 2, C. all 3, and D. none. Send us your answers in the comment box. Thanks for watching.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.